Hey, what's up, guys? It's Raul. I'm here recording this little video with Nova. This is her first play session after she injured herself. As you can see, she's walking pretty good. I felt like she was ready. I think this was about a week after she hurt herself. We took it pretty easy that first week. No play time, and she's very, very excited to play with the Frisbee. It's her favorite thing. Again, I've mentioned it millions of times, but the Frisbee is like her go-to play toy since she was a puppy, and so I didn't want to take it away completely, and I wanted to get her back into it, but in a different way. So we're no longer launching from a down up. I'm not doing any throwing of the Frisbee and having her run after it. Like, she cannot sprint right now. She can walk, and she's actually gotten to a point now where she can do a little bit more of a jog, but a full-on sprint, she hurt herself the other night doing zoomies, so I've just been really careful on how I am basically having her be active. It's kind of a little different, not her regular routine, but we're incorporating a lot of training, a lot of drills. Now you can see she likes jumping a lot. She gets really excited, especially once a tug comes on. She's sidestepping and jumping up, and so I'm pulling that Frisbee down, and the minute I feel her pull back on it, right, like she's gonna start using her back legs to dig in and pull me forward, I let go of that. I'll let her have it. Now again, here we're just working on a heel. Now before, I would have her run after it, but what I've been doing is controlling her by having her stay in the heel. We get close, and here actually I think I'm doing a walk around. So we walk around it, and then she can get it, and it's a short little distance, nothing too far to where she feels like she needs to sprint towards it. But again, you can see her jumping, pulling back, right? Like, she tries doing these little things. I think she feels good enough to do it, but the problem is, even if she is showing me that she's good during play, that soreness and that arthritis and everything that she's dealing with is going to show up later when she's at home. And sure enough, it did. After this little session here, it wasn't bad, but I could just tell she's a little stiff, right? So again, we want to take it slow. I'm not trying to rush back into full play, and even that honestly is a little too much for her first play session back. So looking back on the video and watching it, I was like, okay, I see some things I got to do differently, how to be careful with her, and we're making do with what we have. Another thing is that I kept this session pretty short, so I think this is about 10 minutes, maybe 12. Typically we gave her like 15 to 20 minutes of like rigorous play, right? Like, she'd be running across the whole lawn and then coming back, and then we'd be doing tug. With the tug, again, I am keeping it low. I don't want her jumping. She loves jumping with the tug and getting held up, but at the minute her front paws leave the floor, it's on her back legs, and those are her bad legs. So I want to be very careful not to aggravate that. So doing little drills here, just basic obedience. That was another thing, is that she, one, was very whiny, and two, was just not being a good listener. She wasn't getting her playtime, and that's the thing about German Shepherds, is the minute you take away their structure and routine, you start having these little behavior problems creep up. And so I wanted to get back into play with her, but I also needed to get back into some training. So I think this was good because she was pretty tired after this, and like, we're doing a little jog, and that's typically how I'm going to start warming her up, is just jogging with the Frisbee, having her in a heel, and just kind of, doing figure eights, circles one way, circles the other way, just to kind of warm her up, right? And this is exactly what I'm talking about here. We're just kind of walking around it. She goes in a little bit, as you saw, and I kind of just, not knee her, but I give her a little like spatial pressure, right? And just telling her like, hey, we're in a heel right now, and then we came back around, and then she could get it. So again, the tug, I gotta be careful with it. Again, I was looking back at this, I was like, man, I am like pushing it a little too much, but I felt bad for the girl. I can't help it. She's been a full-on active little athlete since she was a puppy, and we do these sessions every single day. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of days that we miss. Maybe here and there we miss a few days, maybe a week, if something else is going on, but for the most part, we are pretty active. That was another thing, getting her back into barking. I had just gotten to her a point where I could get her barking on command, and so the thing is, I can't really get up to a bark and hold now because of the back legs. I think I'm just checking her out, making sure, because I thought I saw her legs shaking here, but it was just a little bit of the adrenaline and excitement. She's okay. I double checked her, just gave her a look over, but she was pretty chill. So yeah, it's different. It's different than what she's used to, but I know that she appreciates any type of activity. And I love spending the time with her and training her. And it's, some people might say, oh, well, let your dog have fun. Why is it always got to be about training? And I agree. But for Nova, this is what she loves. She loves doing it. As long as she gets her tug and her play, a little luring there, right? She wants me to tug the Frisbee. And so, we're doing things a little different, but it's all in for her good health. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Leave a comment if you have questions or just want to see more. See ya.